Welcome to Manchester United News Update. Subscribe for more Manchester United news, match previews, and transfer updates. Manchester United confirm Old Trafford tribute for club legend Denis Law. Man United legend Denis Law passed away aged 84 on Friday, and there are plans to pay tribute at Old Trafford. Manchester United will hold a minute's applause for the legendary Denis Law before facing Brighton. Law passed away aged 84 on Friday, and tributes have poured out for the king of the Stretford End, who was immortalized with 2 statues after making 404 appearances for United. A statement released on behalf of the Law family said, "It is with a heavy heart that we tell you our father Denis Law has sadly passed away. He fought a tough battle, but finally he is now at peace. We would like to thank everyone who contributed to his well-being and care, past and much more recently. We know how much people supported and loved him, and that love was always appreciated and made the difference. Thank you." The news of Law's passing broke during the under-18s game against Preston North End, and the youngsters emerged for the second half wearing black armbands as a sign of respect. The under-21s held a minute's applause for Law before their game against Aston Villa on Saturday afternoon, and also wore black armbands. Fans have laid flowers at the Trinity statue to pay their respects to Law, and United CEO Omar Barada paid his respects by laying a wreath. United will pay further respects to Law before Sunday's game against Brighton. A statement from the club on Friday said, "Everyone at Manchester United is mourning the loss of Denis Law, the king of the Stretford End, who has passed away, aged 84. With 237 goals in 404 appearances, he will always be celebrated as one of the club's greatest and most beloved players. The ultimate goal scorer. His flair, spirit, and love for the game made him the hero of a generation. Our deepest condolences go out to Denis's family and many friends. His memory will live on forevermore." Law's 46-goal haul in 1963-64 remains a club record, and he was an integral member of the title-winning squads in 1965 and 1967. He played in United's run to the European Cup final in 1968, but was injured for the final and watched it on television from his hospital bed. Joshua Zirkzee's statement issued as decision made on Man United star's controversial celebration. Manchester United striker Joshua Zirkzee has been reprimanded by the FA, but avoided a ban. The Dutch striker celebrated somewhat controversially after Ahmad's late heroics secured the Red Devils a 3-1 comeback win against Southampton on Thursday night. Zirkzee made an important contribution off the bench, 5 days on from notching the winning penalty in the FA Cup shootout success over Arsenal. But after Ahmad's third goal secured all 3 points, the ex-Bologna star turned to the Stretford End and grabbed his crotch in a suggestive fashion. A similar gesture saw Jude Bellingham handed a 1-game ban and £25,000 fine after England beat Slovakia at Euro 2024, leading to fears that Zirkzee could face a similar punishment. However, the FA have opted against taking action. A statement read, "As guidance, we have issued Joshua Zirkzee with a reminder of his responsibilities, and he will face no further action." United's win over the Premier League's bottom club has them 13th in the table ahead of their meeting with Brighton on Sunday, with Ruben Amorim admitting there will be more ups and downs before the season is over. "I think it's going to be hard until the end of the season," Amorim said. "It's going to be a little bit that roller coaster. Then it depends on the time you have to train. We are still in the Cup and we have UEFA games for the Europa League. Then it's important also to focus on next Thursday, when Rangers visit Old Trafford, to win and to try to be in that top 8. In that way you can take 2 games from the schedule and have a full week, so we are trying to do everything at the same time. We had 7 trainings together in 14-15 games. It's really hard, but we have to continue and try to win it. Sometimes playing good, sometimes playing bad. We will try to win games." Tyrell Malacia told to leave Manchester United on loan. Manchester United have reportedly informed Tyrell Malacia he's free to leave the club on loan before the current window shuts. According to Six, Tyrell Malacia has been informed by Manchester United of their decision to let him leave on loan this month. The defender only returned from a long-term injury recently, and the move is designed to let him return to his former levels to fight for a place in Ruben Amorim's plans. At the start of the transfer window, many reports had pointed out Manchester United's need for a new left-back. Luke Shaw had suffered another injury setback. Tyrell Malacia was only returning after nearly a year and a half to the fold, as new manager Ruben Amorim lacked the right options in that position. While Malacia remains the only out-and-out left-back or left-wing-back in the squad, Manchester United are open to loaning him out for the remainder of the season. The club have reportedly informed the 25-year-old of the decision, as he's free to leave before the current window shuts. Currently, Malacia may not have the levels to play in Amorim's side, and the club are eager to bring him up to speed with his fitness and match sharpness. For that, regular minutes might be essential, something he may not achieve in the remainder of the season at Manchester United. There's a possibility of an overseas move, although Manchester United could also consider a deal within the Premier League if any offers arrive. Italian minnows Como are interested, and it remains to be seen whether the 25-year-old would prefer a move there, although he might be given guarantees on minutes in Cesc Fabregas' side. European giants keen on Tyrell Malacia. If a club like Como cannot convince Malacia, it might be because the left-back may have offers from more prominent sides across Europe. Italian giants Juventus are keen, as they have a situation with the injury to Juan Cabal, as well as the potential exit of Andrea Cambiaso, with Manchester City interested. Borussia Dortmund were also interested in Malacia earlier, and it remains to be seen whether they are still in the mix, as there have been reports of other targets. The German giants are also thought to be chasing Chelsea's Renato Vega on priority, as well as Oleksandr Zinchenko from Arsenal. For now, there's no decision made on a left-back signing, meaning Malacia could still feature on their list. Kyle Walker transfer latest. Zlatan Ibrahimovic on AC Milan January window strategy, with Marcus Rashford linked. AC Milan advisor Zlatan Ibrahimovic has argued that signing Manchester City defender Kyle Walker would not go against the club's vision despite his age. Walker had been previously linked with moves to teams such as Bayern Munich in 2023, but it appears that the Englishman's time at the club will be coming to an end after Pep Guardiola announced the defender had asked to leave earlier in January. AC Milan have been credited with an interest in the 34-year-old, but reports suggested that the Italian outfit also held an interest in Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. Speaking to DAZN, Ibrahimovic talked about the possibility of signing Walker, saying, "Everyone knows that Walker is a great player. He has done great things at City. When there is someone like him on the market, there is a lot of interest. He doesn't go against our vision because he's strong, he's a leader, he has dominance in the locker room. Now we are checking if it is possible." AC Milan would not be able to sign both Walker and Rashford, as Serie A rules mean that clubs can only sign 2 non-EU players every season, and Milan have already filled their quota for 2024-25. Walker or Rashford? Who does the move suit better? When Walker is at his best, there are few fullbacks that can claim to be better recovery defenders, with his immense pace proving to be a valuable asset to City for several years. Milan left-back Theo Hernandez is renowned for his ability to attack at speed and combine with forward players in the final third, so perhaps Walker would be a good addition if he was brought in as a counterweight to the left-back's attack-minded style of play. However, the 34-year-old right-back has not been at his best level for some time, and his age means that he is unlikely to remain at the top level of European football for too much longer. Rashford is only 27 and has proven in previous seasons his ability as a goalscorer, netting 17 goals in the Premier League in 2022-23. It should be noted that the United forward would have to compete with winger Rafael Leo for a starting spot in his favored left-wing position, and his salary is likely to be prohibitively expensive given his reported weekly wage is in excess of £300,000 per week. Walker has achieved everything there is to achieve in England, winning multiple Premier League titles, domestic cups and the Champions League in 2022-23. His departure is said to be motivated by a desire to escape the spotlight in the English media and to experience football abroad while he still can. If he was to leave Manchester City, he would leave with his legacy secured as one of the most decorated right-backs in the history of the Premier League. Meanwhile, Rashford's reputation amongst Red Devils fans has somewhat deteriorated, with the winger struggling for consistency throughout his career. Man United versus Brighton. Preview, predictions, and lineups. Manchester United are searching for successive Premier League victories for the first time since November, when they welcome Brighton and Hove Albion to Old Trafford on Sunday. The Red Devils were uninspiring in their 3-1 victory over Southampton on Thursday evening, requiring a late Amad Diallo hat-trick to avoid a miserable upset at the hands of the league's worst side. The Ivorian has often been the club's savior during a drab campaign and spared their blushes with 3 goals in 12 minutes. The visit of Brighton will pose Ruben Amorim's side a much sterner challenge, and Man United, who have already lost 5 Premier League home games this term, will need to up their standards when the Seagulls come to town. Fabian Hürzeler's men were also in action on Thursday evening, triumphing against Ipswich Town thanks to second-half strikes from Kaoru Mitoma and Jorginho Rutter. The result ended an 8-game winless run in the Premier League and offered a much-needed confidence boost as they look for a 3rd successive victory at Old Trafford. Here is 90 Min's guide to Man United versus Brighton. What time does Man United versus Brighton kick off? Location: Manchester, England. Stadium: Old Trafford. Date: Sunday, January 19th. Kickoff time: 1400 hours Greenwich Mean Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Time. Referee: Peter Banks. VAR: Craig Pawson.